let's compare Q and T, or delta T. So a lot of students confuse Q, which stands for heat, and T, which stands for temperature. They're related, but they're not the same thing. The temperature is related to the average kinetic energy of the substance. It's related to, but it's not equal to. Related, but not equal. The heat is how much energy you're adding or taking away. Adding or taking away. So heat is going to be in joules because it's the amount of energy. Temperature is related to energy, but it's not energy. Temperature is going to be in degrees Celsius. All right, so joules for heat and degrees Celsius for temperature. Now the more heat you put in, the higher the temperature is going to become. But again, they're not the same thing. So if I add 1 joule of Q, that does not equal 1 degree Celsius for the temperature. So adding 1 joule doesn't mean I'm going to get the temperature rise of 1 degree Celsius. Temperature is something that we measure with a thermometer. While heat is something that we measure with something called a calorimeter, which we'll be doing in class. So a thermometer we're kind of used to. We see it out of the window or we see it on our phones these days. Calorimeter is something a little more complex that we'll see in class. So every object has a temperature. Everything has a temperature. But heat is something that we give or take. It's an amount of energy that we're giving or taking. So for instance, here we have a fire. The fire adds heat, adds Q, heat, to the water. And when that happens, the temperature of the water, if I bring my thermometer over here, the temperature of the water increases. If I add more, if I add even more heat, the temperature rises even more. But the amount of heat that I add is not equal to the temperature that I get. Right. So another way to think about it is with stocks. Stocks analogy. So Q is like how much money you put in a stocks. Gets invested in stocks. And T, the temperature, is like how many stocks you have. Alright, so if let's say it costs $2 for every Amazon stock, so I might put in $4 and I get 2 Amazon stocks. So notice I'm putting in $4. That's how much money I'm investing, and I'm getting only just 2 Amazon stocks. So how much energy I'm putting in is the heat, and how many degrees I have is the temperature. I could also take money away by selling the stocks, basically. If I take money away, then I have a lower amount of stocks. If I take heat away, then I have a lower temperature.